All right, everybody. Good Sunday evening. So I was I was on X earlier, and for some reason, Saitama was trending. So I looked it up, and looks like to me they're still scamming everybody. So I was like, shit, I need to do another video. So that kind of jogged my brain here. So, and yeah, it still boggles the mind why anybody's buying that shit. It's fucking insane. Come on, people. It's done. It's over with, right? It's done. So anyway, moving on. So the last video, I think I left off going over some of these wire transfers and explaining how money was coming in, but it was not going out to you. It was going directly back into Alfonso's bank accounts. He's wiring himself hundreds of thousands, if not millions, and I'll continue to go down this deposition here. It's just unfortunately long as hell, and it is what it is. I have to, be in the mood to do these videos, and quite frankly, this shit's boring to me. Now, it's fun fucking with the dudes, right? But it's kind of boring doing these videos. But moving on. So that's kind of where we left off. So let me find where we were at. There's the 50,000 to give bucks. Oh yeah, and then he said, we asked him, did any of these investments return any kind of investment to investors? And Alfonso basically said, no, I don't answer to the investors. All this money is mine. I deserve it. You do not. It's basically where we're at right now in the deposition. So let me just scroll down here. All right, we talked about the Hamptons Church. Hopefully y'all did your homework on that. All right, we're getting close here. All right, here we go. So we're still kind of on the, we're going down the bank statements that we got into discovery. And that's how I know all the money is gone and that you didn't get any, because I have his bank statements for damn nearly a year of them. So I know how much money came in, and I know how much money went out and went directly to him. So that's why they still continue to talk a big game on Discord and on the forums about, oh, these people, they're all out to get us. And it's just the same shit, right? I mean, that you understand that's what scammers do. Not one time has Alfonso or NSAV or Osborne or anybody, even Kevin, all the dipshits that are behind the scam, never once, not one time, have any of them come out and said, we are sorry, we effed up. No, it's your fault, everybody. It's your fault for sending them money. I mean, what did you expect? Did you expect to get your money back? No, zero intentions. And to this day, they still cannot provide any investors any hints of any technology that they have developed. All they have is a white labeled exchange from HoloX that costs $1,500 a month, and that's it, dude. That's all they own. Anyway, let's keep going on this. You asked about an exhibit earlier. All right, the fine. Okay, we talked about that. Moving on to page 45, Hex investment, $20,000. There's two line items, one for 15 and one for 5, totaling 20. What is this? I'm assuming that's Hex, Mr. Lutz. Trey, I don't see. What page are you on, my lawyer? It's up on the screen. So you got to remember, this is a Zoom call. The judge is on there, and the reporter's on there, and I'm on there, my attorneys are on there, and Alfonso and his dipshit attorney's on. They're all on the call, right? So they can see what we're posting up. It's just they like to play stupid. So that just leads me back to, when they're online, they project out that they know everything. We know everything when it comes to crypto. But as y'all are well aware, in this deposition, Alfonso happens to know nothing about anything. So just kind of keep that in mind when they start barking at y'all online. Oh, it's an outside influencers. They're all trying to get us. Oh! No, you just don't know anything. Anyway, I don't see what page are you on? It's up on the screen. Okay. Oh, did you say HQX or Hex? I'm asking, is it Hex or is it HQX? Answer, it's HQX. So that's probably HQ Express. So for those of you who don't know, HQ Express is another Alfonso company. You know the pictures that I posted up on X when we went up there to kind of see how our investments were doing? You know, we went to uh, AWC's headquarters, and the glass, all the windows were busted out. The building has been abandoned. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. HQ Express, you know, the tokens that y'all all bought. And, you know, Alfonso was supposed to buy this mega mansion of a commercial real estate property, and they were going to rehab it, and they were going to lease all of the office spaces out, and it was just going to be a badass multi-million-dollar real estate investment. And the profits were going to go back to the holders, and that's how you were going to get money, you know, just the whole scam, right? Of course, none of y'all got anything, and the building is now empty. So all of that money went to Alfonso. Congratulations, everybody. You got scammed. Okay, HQX Invest, $20,000 in total. What was the purpose of those payments, Alfonso? Those will continue throughout here. Those were the development of the leasehold improvements at 317 East Penn Avenue, the commercial and industrial building. Again, the one that is now empty and abandoned. So, where investors, where are y'all at? Y'all invested in these tokens and they didn't produce. Where are you at? Are y'all just going to sit online and take it up the ass? Most likely. What was the date of the token purchase agreement with Scott? So as you can see, if you've paid attention, we've kind of ping-ponged him back and forth. So we dug through his bank statements, and now we're kind of going back to the purchase agreement. I don't know if I want to rehash all that because we've already discussed it, but let me see if there's anything on here of any concern, and I'll keep trucking. All right, there we go. I represent to you the token purchase agreement reflects that it was signed February 1st, 2022. Oh, yeah. So, look, Alfonso continues to tell everybody that I, among other people, literally have no money involved in the building of AWC. We have zero invested. He's on record as saying that. I got it. We get it. It's funny for us, right? So, you know, our argument was always, well, if Scott doesn't have anything invested, why did you even sign the contract for $1.4 million? Y'all kind of get the point here. So it's kind of like, well, Alfonso, if you're this Mr. Smart crypto guy, and you're this superstar in the crypto world, and you have meetings with the Tron, the guy who created Tron, and all this other stuff that you say that you've done, and you know, you're this mega multimillionaire, but yet you're in a bankruptcy, and you're currently in foreclosure on 2 properties, and Osborne has to pay your Mercedes car note. I don't know about that, dude. I don't know. Maybe it was you that didn't put any of your money into AWC, and maybe the reality is it was all me and my money, which is why we're still fucking with you, right? It's just funny for us. And I know, dude, it gets aggravating, man. I get it. You're having to deal with all the NSAV stuff and Vic and all of that, and you still have to deal with us. And, you know, you get mad because we're about to take your properties and sell them on the market, and we're going to make that public for everybody to see. And that's just going to be the beginning, right? So it's all just a big show, right? And it's easy for somebody like me to sit here in my position because I haven't done anything. I'm clean, I'm clear, man. It's all good. So I can do all of this. And you can't get me for disparagement because all I'm doing is posting your deposition. These are your words. So there's nothing you can do. But good luck. I'm waiting for you, as a matter of fact. All right, so here we go. We're talking about the purchase agreement. It's not, look, there's nothing here. Y'all already know what the deal is on that. Okay, here we go. So we're getting, now we go back to the bank statement. So keep in mind, everybody, keep in mind this. Y'all have never seen the actual bank statements. That's why we are going over them in the deposition, because I haven't leaked them yet. And Alfonso knows damn well that I got them edited and unedited, because the first bank statements he tried to send me, he blacked everything out and tried to hide everything, right? So it's all good. I mean, that's just the games that he plays, right? So we're going back, and now we're actually discussing the banks. Because remember, if y'all read my contract, when he bought me out, he specifically said in the first paragraph of the token purchase agreement that AWC had enough cash on hand to buy me out completely. So basically, he said he had enough money to just stroke me a $1.4 million check. So, and that's kind of why all this popped off, because we had him on fraud, right? Because he basically, when we entered into the agreement, it was basically, it was on a false premise, right? He never had money. And now we're getting into, did he have the money at the time we signed the agreement? And so here we go, everybody. Okay, so then as of January 31st, 2022, all of the cash that Active World Holdings had was $73,000, correct? Alfonso, that's the balance. That's the end. It says the end balance, the statement of the balance of the statement. So whatever the balance of the statement means. So it's just Alfonso and, more of his word salad, right? He's like, it's all more the same and the same and the same, and we're just going to do the same and the same and the same. Okay, what other assets as of January 21st, 2022 did Active World Holdings Inc. have? So remember, you got to keep in mind, this is the truth, not what you're being told by them, because this is the deposition. This is, under oath against the judge. So like every time Alfonso barks back online and says, no, it's just not true, dude, we have all of that recorded. So that's the funny thing. Alfonso just thinks that this is just the end of the beginning, when it's the beginning of the beginning for us, because dude, we have so much ammo, dude. We're just going to keep, dude, his life is going to suck. It's going to suck probably for the next 2 or 3 years, because we're just going to keep filing more lawsuits and more lawsuits, and it's just never going to stop. Now, look, there are days where they feel comfortable because we're not pressuring them. Yeah, that's fair, but everything's on a schedule, and as he now knows, we're not fucking with them. So anyway, so this is about the money that Active World Holdings had after millions were coming in, or supposedly coming in, right? Okay, what other assets as of January 31st, 2022 did Active World Holdings? Well, I mean, you can already go down through and see the stock that was purchased from GiveBucks. You saw the sale that you pointed, and by the way, he didn't have any stock in GiveBucks. He still doesn't. You saw the sale that you pointed to from Funding OTC over to Active World Club in 2019 before any tokens were created. The whole list of assets, which includes a $5 million preferred convertible in the public company RIT Media, which is that, again, is just all, he doesn't have any of this stuff. He just put it on paper to make himself, it makes him believe that he's like rich, right? He's like, oh, I have all these assets. No, the assets this is all fraud. These assets just don't exist. We know that. Now, he's not going to come out and publicly tell all of you that he still has them, because now if he actually has them and he publicly says that he has them, now he's on record and we'll just continue to levy on his shit. and, continue to force his hand in court. That's why they don't talk anymore, because they can't. Because he knows it's all bullshit. So again, look, this is all just fake stock that he never had. All the stuff is on the FCC balance sheet, so you could take a look at it. But, that's along with that. We also had the exchange where Scott, in the token purchase agreement that you showed me earlier, listed the value of $1.4 million to what he was selling us. Behind that, we probably had $20 to $50 million worth of that value in tokens, so or more, probably more than that, actually. I'd have to take a look. So this is, y'all are seeing the scam as it is now, right? Where they're claiming that they have $11 billion worth of tokens as assets. So remember, when this all started and I sued Alfonso, he claimed that the tokens that he created were worth $50 million. The tokens that had zero liquidity, none. The tokens that were supposed to back speed, all the Lambos, all the cars that don't exist. The tokens that were supposed to back gold and silver. What's the token called that was supposed to back all of its precious metals? That company doesn't exist. Oh, the refining company. HQ Express, Cubed, all these tokens, right, that were supposed to be backed by a utility at the time weren't backed by shit. So he's just claiming these funny numbers, right? $50 million worth of value in tokens or more, probably more than that, actually. I have to take a look at it. And so my attorney's question, and you just represented that the value of the tokens that Scott contributed to the exchange, you said, have 1.4 million in value in that. Alfonso, no, I said what you pointed to as 1.4 million in value, we had probably, deca millions worth of that. So Alfonso's basically saying, oh, no, don't worry about what Scott's value is of his wallet. We can cover that because we're worth $50 million. Okay, but do you agree that the value of the tokens that Scott contributed pursuant to the token purchase agreement as of February was at least $1.4 million, Alfonso? I didn't say that. I'm just saying that was, you pointed out too, I also had, blah, blah, blah. Alfonso's confused right now. Okay. What was the value of the tokens that were contributed by Scott as of February 1st, 2022, Alfonso? I don't know. I don't have the chart in front of me. What chart? That's not what you tell investors now. You and Osborne literally went public a month ago and told everybody, don't look at charts. It means nothing. You do not need any fiat. All of our tokens are going to be on this gorgeous app, and you're going to be able to trade your tokens. That's the value. Any fiat that comes from the value of the tokens that we create, the fiat is for us, not for you little peons. But hey, you can trade your little shit coins on our little app. But don't worry about being able to cash anything out because you're not going to be able to. But we will. Don't worry about the fiat, everybody. Just don't worry about the cash. We got it. Trust us, bro. Okay. Would you have any reason to doubt that it was at least 1.4 million as reflected in the token purchase agreement? Alfonso, I don't know. I don't have any. You're asking whether or not I have reason to doubt. Question, would you dispute the value of the token? So you can see what Alfonso's doing. He's just trying to I don't really know. I mean, just the way you're wording it is, I'm just so fucking retarded. I don't know. Just don't quit asking me questions. Would you dispute that the value of the tokens that Scott contributed? There's that word again, contributed. Dude, but Alfonso has told everybody till he's blue in the face that I have contributed absolutely zero. Was $1.4 million? I was willing to pay Scott $1.4 million on that day and sign that agreement. Yes. Well, damn, he finally admitted to something. And other than your allegations that Scott disparaged you in some shape, form, or fashion, Scott did everything else that was required to be performed under the token purchase agreement, correct? Other than disparagement? Yes, the alleged disparagement. Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. I mean, the disparagement is what killed the company. So that's the part that I'm focused on. Okay. Again, he filed a countersuit for disparagement. The judge dismissed it. This is what they do. They love getting online, and they still do this 3 years later, and they're still telling everybody that it's everybody else. You are all scammers, not us. I mean, me and Osborne and JT and Kevin, we're the good guys. I mean, don't y'all understand? Just please leave us alone. Meanwhile, your investment is gone. Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. I mean, the disparagement is what killed the company. Oh my God. Moving to page 66 of Exhibit 10. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I jumped too far. Page 54. We have a number of references to tokens here, and these are deposits. What is meant by tokens, and how did we get the dollar value for these? You might want to pay attention because the story has changed. Those are token sales. So when somebody buys a package, an NFT, or if they bought a package of AWRT and AWB, for example, tokens, then that's what's reflected in those deposits. That was up until all the disparagement, that was our primary source of revenue. What he means to say is up until the point where I turned and filed my lawsuit, their millions dried up because nobody started sending them direct deposits. That's what he means. He just didn't say it. So out of the cash and money that we already provided Scott, he decided to put 123 back into the business to buy Captain's NFTs. Holy shit. Alfonso just admitted, everybody, that I put back $123,000. But dude, he's been trying to tell everybody that I haven't put a dime in. We have all your posts on Discords. That's disparagement. When you try to tell a group of investors that the founder of AWC, which is me, didn't put any of his own money in to create the club, and it was all Alfonso and his scammer buddies that built it to what it is today, which is absolutely zero right now, by the way. But yet he just now told us under deposition that I indeed wired him $123,000. Holy shit. What do we have here, everybody? I believe for some of his co-conspirators. So see, it's 3 years later, and he's still saying that. He still thinks that there's a group of us, which there are, by the way. But the thing is they're the scammers, right? We can do whatever we want. Alfonso could say whatever he wants. He can threaten whatever he wants, disparagement, slander. Dude, it's none of those, because you're going to have to prove it in court, and you're not going to be able to, because you know that as soon as you file your lawsuit, there's going to be a countersuit back on you. And you know it. That's why you haven't done it. That's like the 10th time. Do it, motherfucker. You keep yelling online that you're going to sue everybody, then do it. You won't. And neither will your bitch ass buddy Osborne. He ain't going to do shit either. That's why there's like 10 people left in Discord. Then he brought up Ponzi Slayer, which is Charles, and that's just not true. So the story on that, and I'll get into it now. I brought in Ponzi and another guy named David. Y'all are vaguely familiar. I paid for their investments. I bought their NFTs, and then they started cashing out, and it was pissing Alfonso off, and he was trying to rub up on me and say, hey, you need to tell Ponzi and David to stop cashing out. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. It's crypto, motherfucker. They can cash out whatever they want. And I can say that because Ponzi will be able to back me up. No, I don't think Ponzi's on X that much anymore, but he knows the game. He knows what's up. He cashed out. and he was supposed to cash out. That's the game. But it wasn't according to Alfonso. Alfonso told everybody, your tokens were not to be cashed out. You were supposed to hold them, for crying out loud. And if y'all remember back in the day when this first started, every time there was a huge red candle, Alfonso bitched and complained, oh my God, the early investors are selling. The early investors are selling. Yeah, motherfucker, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to sell because they knew you were fucking keeping all the money. Right, right. But you don't tell anybody that. That's what I'm here for. So you say funded the law. Oh, yeah. Oh, and Alfonso thought that, there was a ton of people that were funding my lawsuit. No, again, dude, sue me on that, motherfucker, because you know damn well you can't. It was my money and my money only, and you know it because I can provide the actual receipts. Now, the game has changed now. There's a group of probably about 20 people that I know that are already so far down the road, they're already dealing with the SEC at this point. So they're not even fucking with you anymore, like directly. They're already done past you. They're direct contact with the SEC as we speak. And you know it's happening. And I would hate for me, it would suck for me to actually post screenshots of the emails. Y'all wouldn't like that, but I'm going to hold them. I'm going to hold them and not post anything because we're going to just see what they continue to do. But this stuff that I'm posting out right now, this is fun. This is just trolling type stuff because he can't go publicly and refute anything I'm saying other than it being, oh my God, MWC is just an asshole. Yes, I would expect everybody to be an asshole when they get stole $1.4 billion from them. Since when did investors need to just tote the line with all the scammer devs, huh? They're not going to roll with you anymore. They're actually turning on you, and you know it. It just took them a while. And that's the problem, and that's the issue with investment, is it takes a while. People invest their money, and they're getting smoked, and they don't want to believe that they're getting smoked, and they don't want to believe that it's a scam, but they know in the deep in their heart that it's a scam, but they just don't want to believe it, and they have to convince themselves that it's a scam. Now, once they've convinced themselves that their money is gone, then that's usually when we get hit up. And that's fine. These people are more than welcome to join our group. Okay. Request for funding versus actual funding are two different things, aren't they? That's why I said research pending. Alfonso he's just word salad. Going back to the bank statements, David, page 54, we have two incoming wires from you, one for $52,000. See, this money just adding up, right? We're probably at about $500,000 right now. And one for $25K. And then a third one on 321 for another $50K. What was the purpose of those wires? I'd have to look further down the road here as to what else we were spending. It looks like maybe we needed capital to I think we were probably ramping up on the HQ Express. So Alfonso just said that he spent $125,000 of your money. It's not his money, it's your money to ramp up HQ Express. Considering HQ Express is now abandoned and empty, well, where did the money go? Oh my gosh. I wonder where it went, Alfonso. Would you care to tell investors where their money went? What was the capital repaid to you at any point in time by AWC? No, not yet that I know of. I'd have to look at all this. Moving to page 69, there's an entry. Here we go. On 5/19/2022, outgoing wire Alfonso Knoll, $150,000. What was the purpose of that $150,000 wire? So if y'all recall, if y'all been like kind of watching my videos, I've told everybody I got the receipts. As a matter of fact, the green folder that I have that I took to my detective, it's like 1.5 inches thick, almost 2 inches. I'll take a picture of it just to fuck with Alfonso. So here's another $150,000 of your money going back out to Alfonso. So just so far, we're well over $500,000. Right? And remember when I told y'all that I personally saw over 5 million? We're eventually going to get to that. So it wasn't some made up story by MWC. No, motherfucker. I'm going to slowly leak this shit out, and I'm just going to let Alfonso have to respond publicly and tell investors where their money went. So here we go. Another 150 G's, everybody. When was it? Sorry. So Alfonso doesn't even know when the deposits and the money's moving. You want to know why? Because they've been moving money around so often, they don't even know. I'd have to take a look. It was probably for maybe one of the major purchases. We were involved in doing Velocity. Oh, hello, Velocity. So let's backtrack to Velocity, everybody. Remember, literally, 3 or 4 months ago, Alfonso was talking about Velocity on one of their AMAs. Remember where they were saying that they were going to have Lambos in every single major city in the United States of America, and they're going to have this app, and you're going to be able to just log into your phone and click a button, and it's going to unlock the Lambo, and you're going to be able to get in the Lambo and drive around unlimited miles, and then you're going to be able to park the Lambo and lock it on your app. That's what's going to be for the Velocity token. Yeah. It's going to be fun for everybody. Yeah, we're building it. Yeah, trust me, bro. The Velocity. So it might have been for the purchase of the Ferrari. Huh. Well, while you were not able to cash out your fucking money, he's wiring himself so far in this video or my previous videos $500,000, and on top of that, he bought himself a Ferrari. Y'all get the picture, y'all. I mean, come on, y'all can't be that fucking retarded, right? This stuff is hilarious. But I'd have to look and see if the date corresponds with the auction date for that. Why would it be paid to you if it was for the purchase of the Ferrari? My attorney asked. Because essentially the company held that stuff just me. I held it. So here we go, everybody. It's all Alfonso. And I'm going to wrap it up. I'm already going on 30 minutes. I haven't gone much, but there's a lot of dirt, dude, in this deposition. Again, it's all Alfonso. There is nothing. There's nothing other than just Alfonso. There's not a team. There's no dev team. There's no employees. There's no buildings. There's no offices. There's no companies. There's no tokens. There's no liquidities. There's no operational exchange that is actually up. It's down 80% of the time. There's nothing. It's just a movement of money. The money came from you, it went to him, and he paid himself. And on top of that, he bought a Ferrari. Now, wait till we start talking about the Lamborghinis and the boats and the planes and all of his travel expenses and the money going to his daughter and his son and the Cash App payments. And, you know, if I recall, I don't have them in front of me, but we saw $10,000 to $20,000 a month being spent at Supreme. Now, we know Alfonso doesn't buy Supreme, but his kids do. It's a lot of money being moved through Cash App. So, look. Congrats, Alfonso. I know this week's going to be fucked up. Tuesday, we got the bankruptcy court, right? So that'll be interesting to see what happens. So we're just one step closer to confiscating your properties and selling them on the open market because you continue to scam everybody and act like it's everybody else's fault. But here we have in deposition over $500,000 of cash being moved to you directly from yourself. On top of that, you decided to gift yourself a Ferrari. Toodles, everybody.